This episode is brought to you by Camilla Najat with Exit Realty Metro.
Camilla Najat is an experienced real estate agent who prides herself in finding the perfect home for her clients. Camilla can help you with a comparative market analysis to help determine the value of your home if you're planning on selling, or help you determine the going rate for the neighborhood you're moving into. She can also work with you at your pace.
You can reach Camilla by calling 902-880-8429 or email camilla@exitmetro.ca.
Also, you can find her on Facebook at Camilla Najat, Exit Realty Metro. This is Matt Conrad.
And this is Mike Tobin.
Welcome to the Afternoon Pint.
Clint Sock is a Mi'Kmaq Indigenous rapper and producer, raised in the Kjipuktuk Mi'Kma'ki. Clint has some significant medical conditions but still manages to make incredibly insightful music, sharing stories both new and forgotten. We invite you to stay at the end of this episode to hear his song, Every Child Matters, also available on Spotify and Apple Music. Enjoy.
I'm Mike Tobin.
I am Matt Conrad.
I'm Clint Sock.
Clint Sock.
Clint.
Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I guess maybe you could kind of give us a little bit of an introduction. I listened to your song, really touched by it. I thought it was beautiful. But tell me a little bit about what you're here and what you do.
Well, my name is Clint Sock. I'm an Indigenous rap artist. I love hip-hop. Grew up listening to it since I was 8 years old. Mm-hmm. And I love telling stories in my music. And I like touching on subjects that are hard to talk about, like "Every Child Matters," one of the songs on the album. Mm-hmm. And I thought that had to be talked about because everything that's been going on. And I just think I just love hip hop and I love making music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I know we recently, like, your mom's here.
Yeah.
Tish. So she actually she sent over the album for me to listen to. I sent it off to Mike, and I like hip hop, but Mike's the hip hop guy. Yeah. So I listened to it, and first song I brought up was "Every Child Matters," and I think we were talking about it here, and Mike and I were talking about it, just how very important message for people to hear. And it's my wife listened to it, like I to be honest with you, I listened to it, I don't know, like 7 times in a row. Oh, wow. Just listening through it and just kind of taking everything in. And I got my wife to listen to it. So my wife's actually Indigenous. Long story there, but kind of thing, like she's not 100% sure what she may be, just because of how records were taken and the abuse that's kind of happened. Yeah. So I got her to listen to it along with me after I think I listened to it like 6 times. I was like, hey, you gotta hear this, right?
So you're going to hear the song at the end of this episode. Yeah. But Clint, if you could, walk us a little bit through what this song is about, just for people that are just hearing your name for the first time.
All right, so this song is about residential schools, but it tells a story. It's wrote it in the story perspective of a child's perspective who is in residential schools. Yeah. And basically the child is wanting somebody to find them, because when 215 happened, when then the 215 bodies were found in BC in the Kamloops. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that the song had to be written. So what I did was first thing I did was I worked on some music, but then I did the lyrics, and I wanted it to be from the perspective, so I tried to do everything like from the person speaking, and I wanted it to be graphic, because it is graphic what happened. Yeah. And I wanted people to feel what I was saying, so when I recorded it, I tried to put emotion into it as much as I could, because I was very emotional when everything was going on too, and that's what I tried to accomplish.
It worked. It accomplished. Like, I brought a tear to my eye halfway through the song.
Thank you.
And like, honestly, man, like, where did you get this inspiration from? Yeah. Like, who were you listening to get such an emotional song?
Yeah. I listen to a lot of Indigenous hip hop. I like Rex Smallboy.
Rex Smallboy.
He's incredible. He's like the godfather of Indigenous hip hop.
Where's he from?
Out west. I think he's originally from Saskatchewan, but he's in Vancouver right now. I could be wrong where he's originally from. Cool. But he was in a rap group that I listened to back in year 2000, and called War Party. Okay. And in the group, it was Rex Smallboy, Helen Back, and there was a lady in the group. I just can't remember her name because this was a long time ago. Yeah. But then Rex Smallboy, he just throughout the years he released nonstop music. Big fan of him. And then of course like legends like Eminem and like just like I also like Immortal Technique.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
I like big influence on him. I
So
like
a bit of the underground stuff.
Yeah, I love the underground.
Yeah. Tribe Called Red, you listen to them?
I listen to them. Yeah.
You like them?
I like them.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. And Helen Back. Helen Back was actually in War Party. He's an Indigenous rapper. He's a legend. He was in. He's also in Team Res Official.
Okay.
And I just love it all. Love everything. Yeah, they're big influences.
So this album you just released. How long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing music?
Music? Well, I've been writing since I was a kid, but I started releasing music like out there in about 2015.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and then I've released a few CDs that aren't online.
Okay.
But I started putting stuff on like Spotify and Apple Music and all that probably about 2018.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the first one I saw on there was like 2018. Then I saw something from 2001 and a couple this year, like 2023. Yeah.
Well, one of them I didn't upload until like last year or the year before, but I recorded it in 2015. It was Hip Hop featuring John.
Okay, yeah.
And but the year says 2015, but I didn't release it until on the site still later. But
Are you doing your own beats?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, well, everything on the new album is all mine.
Cool.
Okay.
Some of the older albums I purchased some beats,
Okay, yeah.
but everything on the new one is all mine.
And where are you what are you using to make your beats? What's the software?
On a Kai MPC 1.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I actually use that to record the vocals too.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I have audio interface hooked up to it with all my stuff, and the MPC 1 is a beast. You can do everything. It's like a DAW inside of a box.
Oh yeah, I know. I have one.
You have one?
Yeah.
So man, I love it.
What you may not realize is actually back in his younger years, Tobin was a rapper / wanted to be a rapper.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I had MPC 1000.
Nice.
I had one of those. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I use the newest one.
Okay.
Yeah, the
nice.
one,
the keyboard one.
no, not like I'm like the
is that, like, a
MPC one.
small-
You have like the new MPC one, not the Plus, but the MPC
Yeah,
one.
I had the MPC 1000, or maybe it was the 2500. I can't remember now, man.
Yeah.
And it's getting too technical here now, probably for everyone listening.
Yeah, probably.
But, but then I got this little MPC keyboard one with the pads on the side with the keyboard. Right? Yeah. I still got that to mess around with.
That's awesome.
A lot of fun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I love the stuff.
Yeah, so the some of your earlier stuff, I mean, it seems like the most recent album was obviously heavily based on kind of what has happened and not what has happened in the last few years, but what has been discovered in the last few years. What about some of your earlier stuff? Like, talk a little bit about that in terms of what kind of influenced that a little bit.
Well, some of my earlier stuff, the album for this one, I had a song called "Don't Air Love Song."
It's called what?
Don't Air Love Song.
Don't Air Love Song.
I didn't get a chance to listen to it.
No, I haven't listened to that one.
Yeah, it sounds really. The lyrics are very dirty. It sounds very, very dirty, but it's about a Don't Air, and I love Don't Air. So I'm a Don't Air fanatic. I'm a Don't Air fiend. I'm like addicted.
Okay.
So.
Oh, okay. There's a whole story behind it.
Let's hear the story.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine at a outreach thing I went to called CMHA. She's an older lady. She's an older lady, and I'm not going to say her name because I don't think she wants to be mentioned. I miss her, though. I haven't seen her in a while. Anyway, she loves Donairs just like me. And then she got me this Donair one day, and it was delicious. I fell in love with it. And I just love her. She's amazing. And I thought I'd make this song, and I dedicated it to her. And it's called the Don't Air Love Song. And so I performed it, right? It sounds really dirty. So the day I performed it, I didn't tell, and no one heard it. Nobody knew what it was about. Nobody had heard anything. And I was performing it in front of a bunch of older people. Okay. And while I was performing it, they were all staring at me, staring at my mom, like, "Do you know what he's saying? Do you approve of this?" Right? And it was hilarious because it's kind of sexual, but it's about a Don't Air.
Can you give us a piece of it, man? It's okay.
All right. I got to remember my lyrics here. One second. Do you mind if I take up my phone?
Oh no, yeah, please.
One second. I got it downloaded.
I mean,
so
who doesn't get a
Let
little...
me just, for the first time, I might actually try to use the sound effects we got programmed in the Zoom thing. Let's just see if I can find the cheering for Clint. One sec. Yeah. That's the wrong button. We'll find the cheering, though. No. Do I even have cheering? There we go. 1 second there.
All right.
Let me know when you're ready. We're going to put the cheering on.
Okay, 1 sec.
All right.
Just loading up.
I want to hear the Don't Air Love Song live.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
1 sec.
Who doesn't love a Donair, though?
I love Donairs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, load. I think I remember some lyrics. I might not remember it all by heart. But
All right.
it's been a
Clint
while.
Sock, here we go. Don't Air Love Song.
All right.
Acapella.
I fell in love with you in Halifax, Nova Scotia. You've been around but added me to your quota. I met you in my neighborhood. I just had to taste you. Took you home after school, and then I ate you. You had me salivating, drooling with saliva. Once you hit my lips, I'm ready to call you my Messiah. You're so spicy. So you got a spicy meat, one of a kind. I can tell you've been around, you're on my mind. I brought you home when I introduced you to my mom. She tasted you too and thought that you were the bomb. You can get you on websites where you sell your goods. In my gala, you'll come to any hood. You'll be here in about an hour or less. I just want your meat, though. I don't want you fully dressed. So when you arrive, I'll take you to my kitchen, get you on my table, and get you in position. Open you up. I take you to my kitchen, get you in position. Just face first, face first, caressing you with both hands. Juices coming out of both ends. I don't care. I'm just eating you there. And trying to remember the rest. I'm sorry with that. I'm trying to remember. And once we finish, I'll get you again. Your meat is heavenly. Praise the Lord, amen. I know you've been around in our city. Oh, I'm trying. What was it? You've been around in our city. We smell love in the air. Everyone's been with you. Your name is Donaire.
Love it, man. Beautiful.
No, that was awesome.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I performed it, but sorry with the missing lyrics.
That's all right.
I'm gonna go back and listen to it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and check that song.
Yeah. So that's okay. So since you wrote a love song to Donaire, like you got to give us like top 3 places to get a Donaire in the
Euro
song.
Pizza on St. Margaret's Bay Road.
Okay.
Sorry, where?
Euro Pizza,
Euro?
St. Margaret's Bay Road.
Okay, that's close to
They
home.
make their own pitas.
Okay.
And
okay.
their meat is original.
Yeah.
They do their own sauce, and they got the purple onions.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
the red ones, like on
Nice,
purple.
nice, yeah.
They look purple, it's not red.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
and
totally mislabeled.
Another one, well, I'm a Euro Pizza Donaire fanatic, but now Uncle Buck's, they got
Yeah.
new Donaire meat. It's really, really good.
All right.
Really good Donaire meat. And then,
Gotta love classic box.
Yep. And I make a good Donaire.
You make Donairs yourself?
I do,
All right.
yeah.
Nice.
Got my
All
own
right.
recipe, my own invention. No one told me it.
Okay.
And I got my own Donaire sauce, and it's nice and thick.
Nice.
You gotta get that thick sauce.
All right.
But I make a good meat. Lawrence has tried my meat before.
You tried his meat, Lawrence? Weird way to introduce Lawrence into the podcast. Lawrence
by the
is
way.
here with us today.
Yeah, Lawrence Conrad is here. Yeah,
He will be a future
he's
guest.
going to be a future guest in the new year. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So but that's awesome. And you know what? If you haven't tried them, I will throw this out there. This is a weird thing to say on a podcast, but either way, Gateway. I'm sure you know what Gateway Meat Market is.
Oh, yeah.
I went and bought their Donaire bites. You get a big thing for like $12.
Yep.
Those were fantastic. I threw them in the air fryer.
Yeah, they're really good.
Oh,
The hilarious thing about this is Clint is probably one of the most proper individuals that you'll ever meet. Does not swear, does not take the Lord's name in vain, listens to his mom like a good son always does. I'm very surprised that you wrote that song.
I did.
That is hilarious. You have a dirtier mind than I ever thought you would have. Maybe you got that from your mom, I don't know. But it was awesome.
Oh, my God. Oh, that was a great song, yeah.
yeah. So anyway, that was awesome. So definitely, so you're available. All those songs and everything, they're available on Spotify, right?
Yeah.
So people can go and check that out. Have you talked about any type of collaborations or anything like that at all?
Well, I do a song with music with. Now the person doesn't want to be named, right? So the person, but it's called Miss Anonymous, and I just can't say who it is, but I collaborate with her.
It fits with the song title.
It does, yeah. And so I collaborate with her. I've collaborated with a guy named John before, and Michael Mahernick, he's a legend, and I collaborate with him. But I usually like to do stuff on my own though.
Yeah,
because like I find that I love the local rap music, but I just don't know if I fit in with it properly because my music's so different from theirs. Yeah. So I just love to work on my own self most of the time.
You clearly have a story to tell. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think your story is worth telling, and I think it sounds awesome. So, I mean, particularly, like I said, that song I listened to, man, I couldn't believe how good it was.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Thank you.
And I listen to a lot of music, so I mean,
So you're doing your own beats. You're obviously writing your own lyrics, and I'm told that you also do your own album covers.
Yeah, I work on my album covers. Me and Miss Anonymous work on it, and I do all the text overlays and all that. And I'm actually working on a CD for my album. So I have a printer.
Yeah.
And it prints images on the discs,
Yeah.
so like inkjet. So what I'm gonna do in January, because I'm gonna get some stuff before Christmas, or we're after Christmas, and I'm gonna print on the CDs. I'm printing out all the covers and cutting them open, manufacture my own CDs. And but all my album covers, we do. I don't hire anybody outside of it or anything. It's all done in house.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's a pretty creative guy. Yeah. So it's interesting too. So it's I said like your mom sent some stuff over to me on Facebook Messenger and everything too. So I find it really interesting too because now getting to meet you, I kind of knew who you were before I met you. Yeah. Because Lawrence, so everyone's kind of here too. So Lawrence was looking to seek for a new stereo for you. Warn anyone who's getting them that this thing comes with some bass, and apparently he's blaring it every day. So
nice. What are you listening to right now in terms of music? Like
West Side Connection. I love the old West Side Connection.
Yeah, there you go.
Ice Cube, Nos, huge fan of Nos.
Ice Cube's going to be in
he's coming to
St. John in March.
Yeah. I wish I could go to it. I can't go because it's just not going to work out. But he's one of my listened to him since I was a little kid.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, but West Side Connection. I love the groups he's in, like NWA, but now a lot of Nos. Lawrence comes to my house, and he sees all my Nos records, Nos CDs. Okay. I got them all on display. Final, yeah.
Oh yeah, Lawrence looks like a huge Nos fan.
Yeah. He does, yeah.
Actually, I met Maestro Fresh West.
Yeah, I saw that. I was super.
About that. Yeah,
I was. Just pretty jealous about that one.
Yeah. I like. But I don't know if you've heard of them, but Griselda, they're underground.
Griselda, no.
Yeah, there's West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine.
Okay, I know those guys, yeah.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
So they have a group now?
Yeah, they're in a group called Griselda. Well, the Griselda kind of, it's a little apart, but they said they're going to come back together.
Okay.
But it's also a label, Griselda Records.
Cool.
But I'm a huge fan of those guys. I own, everything by Benny the Butcher.
Nice, okay.
Everything. And he has a big discography.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to get over that. And I like Tupac and all that.
For sure.
I can't quite get into some of the new stuff on the radio, just because it's I'm not the audience they're looking for.
Sure.
Some of the little. No offense to anybody, I don't know if I should say anything, but a bunch of Lils, the LIL rappers.
Sure.
Yeah. I just can't get into that.
The more the robotic kind of voice, you don't like that?
Yeah.
No, auto-tune?
Auto-tune, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I find that hard to get into.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So, so you're going to put some new music out here soon, you think?
Well, I'm working on some music, the music itself, and then I'm going to put some lyrics to it. So awesome. I got some ideas already.
Awesome. Yeah. Seem pretty busy. That's good. Yeah.
Actually, tonight, I know this isn't going to air probably today, but tonight I'm going to have a song on a TV show.
Are you?
Yeah.
What show's that?
Called Disrupt. It's on a channel called AMI. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be on tonight at 9 p.m. But if you're listening, it'll also be on their app and their website as well for afterwards.
Well, what's the song Disrupt about?
Disrupt? It's a TV show about...
sorry. What's your song about in the show?
Every Child Matters.
Oh, that's the show. That's going to be... Okay.
It's going to be... Every Child Matters is going to be on the show, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's good then. If they're picking that for a TV show, obviously you can tell that that's a song that's resonating with anybody.
Yeah.
He's been playing on various stations too.
Yeah. CKDU plays it, and there's a bunch of stations out west plays it, and I can't remember the name. It's there's one in Seattle as well.
Cool.
That plays it.
CKDU, we just actually had...
We had our Smooth on, yeah.
He's a legend.
Yeah. It was awesome.
That's
hanging out with him for a minute. Yeah, he's a really great guy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he was a interesting guy. So I mean, obviously he's been a voice for people as well, kind of thing that maybe didn't have a voice at some point in time. So it's great that he can get local artists like yourself on there. So
cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if you want to get any type of personal, if you want to talk about what's going on in your life and stuff like that as well. I don't know.
Sure.
It's up to you,
man.
It's totally up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I'll try to explain it. If I can't really explain something, I'm going to ask someone to help me explain it.
Yeah.
But so I'll just start off with the most recent thing. In July, I broke my leg really bad. It shattered, and they almost had to amputate it.
Oh, wow.
So I'm glad they didn't have to.
Yeah.
And they had to rebuild the entire leg all inside. And it's still having issues. I have screws in my ankle, and I snapped some screws. Mm-hmm. So I have to get hold of my surgeon again and see to that. And then I'm also having problems with my lungs with bilateral pulmonary embolisms.
Okay.
So, and actually that's the reason why it took me so long to release my current album, because usually I release it right under 2 years. Every little bit I release an album.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, because I couldn't keep my breath long enough. because my lungs. So a lot of the songs on the album were actually recorded before my lungs started to act up.
Okay.
So I've been dealing with that, and it a lot of issues with that. So I'm just keep seeing a specialist and all that about that.
Yeah.
But
But you're staying strong.
You're staying strong, and fighting through it.
And you look at right. So that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
it's good.
And got a little dog at home. She's my everything.
Yeah.
Her name's Annie.
Okay.
She's a little reindeer chihuahua. she has the long legs and the face and the head of like a deer, but the body chihuahua. And she's 6 pounds.
Yeah.
And she's my everything. I just love her. And she's a little feisty. You get this. Actually, the other day we got some KFC, right?
Yeah.
She is a fiend for KFC like I am Donaires.
So am I. I'm also a KFC fan.
That's awesome. Yeah. So when we get KFC, if we don't get her something, she will eat most of my mom's food.
Oh yeah.
She will just like be flipping and she'll be barking in circles and she doesn't do it like it to be mean or nothing. She's just so excited because she knows she's gonna get some.
Yeah.
She always gets some. And then she also likes fish. But now, oh my goodness, my mom had this stanky fish, right? It's called trout. It's called trout, and it is stinky, right? So now my dog.
Trout's not that stinky. I mean, you get. I eat trout.
Okay.
I've caught trout and ate it. That's not that bad.
I like haddock.
You like
'Cause
haddock?
you don't
Haddock's
taste
good.
it. Yeah.
So you don't like a fishy smell
I don't like
in
the
your
fishy
fish?
smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
fair.
my mom gave my dog loves seafood. She gave her some trout and some scallops. And anyways, my dog sleeps in bed with me every night.
Yeah.
And the smells coming from her were atrocious. I could not deal with it. I call my mom up at like 4 a.m. because she's in the living room. I live at home, and I'm like, Mom, Annie is like, she's stinking me out. Don't ever feed her that again. And she fed her it again.
Oh
but it's terrible. But I love her though.
All I heard was that your dog is getting trout and scallops. Mike.
Oh, and lobster.
That dog's eating good, man.
That dog's
and
eating
KFC.
good. Yeah, and
KFC gets
KFC.
mad if
Yeah.
there's KFC in
Yeah.
the house and the dog doesn't have any.
Now, does your dog also regret eating KFC the next day like everybody else?
Yeah, outside says so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So so what's coming up? What's in the future? What do you got planned?
Well, so my Music Nova Scotia membership expired. I have to renew that for the awards stuff for next year if I want to apply for those. And I want to get back on writing a bunch more tunes. Mm-hmm. And
What's inspiring you right now? Like, what do you feel like you want to write about?
just everything. I want to write about, like, I have a few songs about homelessness, but I wouldn't mind doing
a huge topic right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing another one about that. But I don't know if I want my next album to be as dark as my current one is, because that one's really dark. So I might have some less dark themes, but still keep some dark songs on it.
Yeah.
But have some more upbeat type
I think
songs.
the message you're sharing is important.
It is.
Both things are true.
Yeah.
Right.
The message you're sharing is extremely important.
Yeah.
But it's also showing love. And the energy and the positive life, right?
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
giving the people a moment to celebrate with you, right?
Yeah.
It is great music too. So if
Yeah.
you get something like that out there.
Yeah, I
it'd be
want
awesome,
to.
right?
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it lines so much. That's why we wanted to get you on here so much, because our podcast is really, we joke around that we're going to get some merch going here. It's going to be like #love and beer.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
It's pretty much what we do. It's like just highlighting people and letting them tell their stories, and while we sip on a couple cold ones here. Now, I mean, you're drinking the Coors Light.
Yeah.
That's what I like to call it, aka tap water.
Yeah.
But
That's fun.
that's the thing. You sit back, you enjoy, you can listen to some stuff, hear people's stories, and just talk.
Awesome.
Right?
So we're going to go out and play out your song, and I hope people
Yep.
are staying with us here. I told at the beginning we're going to play your song here now.
Yeah.
We're going to cut it out, but we'd love to cheers you
And
again,
on
my
one
friend.
last cheers. And
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Cheers, Clint.
Thank you.
Please find us children. Keep looking. Never stop. Every child matters. Every child matters. Why am I here? Why can't I go home? Why did you cut my hair? Is your heart made of stone? Why don't you care? Why can't I see my mom? Don't touch me there. This is not where I belong. Why did you hurt me? Why can't I sing my songs? Where are my friends? Where have they gone? Why can't can't you hear me cry? Why can't you calm my fears? Why did I have to die? Can you find me? I'm between the walls, underneath the ground. My spirits walk in the halls. I'm cold and tired. I'm lost and alone. I need to be found. Please bring me home. Don't ever stop the search. Just listen to the walls. You can hear my hurts. Nobody answered when I called. Do you hear my whispers? Whispering from the ground. I need listeners. I am waiting to be found. I lie in this ground of this residential school. If you open your eyes, I am not invisible. If you're close, you're almost near me, walking above my tomb. I was not a runner, I was sent to my doom. Can you find me? I'm between the walls. Underneath the ground, my spirit walks these halls. I'm cold and tired. I'm lost and alone. I need to be found. Please bring me home. Raped, beaten, experimented on and abused. Even in our dreams, we couldn't escape the accused. The government had dreamed to take the Indian out of the child. Called us savages, enter this hell, we were exiled. Thousands upon thousands, thrown in mass graves. I hope you hear us. I am trying to be brave. My friends, they were killed. At the time, it was okay by the law. Racism, hate, and violence was all in the school we saw. Can you find me? I'm between the walls. Underneath the ground, my spirit walks the halls. I'm cold and I'm tired. I'm lost and alone. I need to be found. Please bring me home. Can you find me? I'm between the walls. Underneath the ground, my spirit was walking the halls. I'm cold and tired. I'm lost and alone. I need to be found. Please bring me home. Can you find me? I'm between the walls. Underneath the ground, my spirit's walking the halls. I'm cold and tired. I'm lost and alone. I need to be found. Please bring me home. Can you find me? I'm between the walls. Underneath the ground, my spirit's walking the halls. I'm cold and tired. I'm lost and alone. I need to be found. Please bring me home. The horrors, the nightmares, the never-ending trauma, the generational heartbreaks, wishing we could have stayed home with mama. The horrors that to this day thousands of children are still missing. There's no apology, great enough for a fix. Last residential school closed in 1996. Let's hang an orange ribbon for all the children that have died. For those lonesome nights we couldn't say goodbye. For the heartbroken children, the managed to survive. You are a warrior, I am grateful you're alive.